So let's start with the life lessons of financial analysts. Learn to take care of yourself. There's a saying, a Latin saying that is called caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. In life, it's your responsibility to look after yourself. Don't expect others or government to take care of you. It seems like many people expect that government or society is going to take care of them. And when my mom was growing up, you had to look out for yourself. And sometimes she would say to me, caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. Now, it's important when we're doing research that we consider a company's business model. It's not enough to just say this is a consumer company, this is a luxury company, this is a car company. We want to think about what is their method of generating income. So let's listen to a video that highlights this for the car industry.
So who do you think was the most profitable car manufacturer of last year? Mercedes was in fact third. Now first was Ferrari. Ferrari made 92,369 euros profit per unit sold. Now this is where it gets interesting. Now Tesla came in second and they only made 9,684 euros profit per unit sold. Third was Mercedes with 7,135. Now look at the difference between first and second is a major gap. Now you probably asked about Lamborghini, who's sold out for the next 3 years, and Porsche, who are renowned for making a lot of profit. But these fall under the VW group, and the average came down for the whole group of only 2,677 euros profit per unit sold. So it goes to show that's actually more quality over quantity. Now another fact is that Ferrari make just as much money from merchandise sales as they do with car sales. Now this is the power of the Prancing Horse brand as a whole.
This is a great reminder, and it's the same thing with Hermes and LVMH, that they are at the top of the market making premium margins. Welcome everybody to Feedback Friday. You've made it to the end of week 4. It's incredible. You're getting there. We're going to review week 4 content and your performance, look at an outlook and top highlights of week 5, make some important announcements, and present story 2 and 3 of your company. So let's look at the review. This week, you learned about forecasting current liabilities. You learned about cash conversion cycle and the like. You also learned about forecasting long-term liabilities to try to understand the long-term debt that a company issues. And you've also learned about equity and plug items and how that works in the value model. You've also got now a much clearer perspective on free cash flow. And with that clearer perspective, you understand how to calculate free cash flow to the firm and free cash flow to equity. You've learned about our tools and you're starting to use them to try to analyze your company. This movie is so powerful. If you haven't seen Pursuit of Happiness, make sure to watch it. What did he say? Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something, not even me. You've got a dream, you go, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it, period. You want a transformation, you're getting it in the boot camp. Go for it. There are real life lessons from this real person, Chris Gardner, who was played in the movie. Chris Gardner was homeless and on the street, and he was taking care of his son and trying to hold his life together and get a job. It is an amazing movie, and there's some lessons like persistence and determination. Chris faced many challenges and hardships, but remained persistent in his pursuit of a better life. And hard work. He took on a challenging internship while being homeless to secure a better future. Responsibility. He was determined to provide for his son and strive to be a responsible father. Prioritizing family. Chris's unwavering commitment to his son's well-being shows the significance of prioritizing family. optimism, Chris maintained a positive outlook on life, even during his darkest moments. And inspiration. The movie reminds us that with determination and hard work, it's possible to overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams. Let's learn from Chris. With the power of the human spirit, you can succeed even in the most challenging circumstances. And the boot camp is one of those challenging circumstances, but you'll have many more in your life. Now we have some important announcements. To graduate, you must submit a full report on your assigned company. You've got to report a comprehensive presentation on that company report. And we're going to give you more details in week 5. You're going to fill out the graduation survey, and it's important by Sunday midnight, April 7th, you must have submitted your final draft report. Failure to submit by this day and time will disqualify you from graduating. And ultimately, your team meeting of week 5, each team must choose 2 presenters to present their arguments on Feedback Friday next week, a week from today. One of them should be the most positive on the company, and the other should be the most negative on the company. We want to hear a little debate. Each presenter will have 3 minutes to present. In other words, one argument, 1 minute per argument. Also, it's time for you to take on me. Get ready for the show. Each bootcamp attendee will record a presentation of their final report and submit it on the learning platform in week 6. But we won't stop there. Each team must choose their best presenter to represent them in week 6 in a live presentation in front of our committee and our team and myself. The other members need to be ready too, as we may decide to choose other presenter if the work of the one is not perfect. Ultimately, we're going to choose, you select the people that you choose, but if they fail, we're going to choose another person.
All right, I will present my third story. All right, growing high net worth individuals in Asia and Hermes supply shortage for the win. So, despite slow growth of 3.4% per year for the global luxury goods market and 3.4% global GDP growth expected for 2024, the company should be able to outperform the overall market because of the growing number of high net worth individuals and the company's strategic supply management. First, Asia, which constitute 56% of the revenue last year, is forecasted to see a high increase of the number of high net worth individuals. And the demand from Americas and Europe, which uh, made up 40% of revenue in 2023, has also proven resilient. So that's one. And the second is the company's supply, strategic supply management, which is referred to as scarcity marketing by Wang. This would continue to keep the supply short of demand, so the company's pricing power remains. So I expect these 2 factors to contribute to the company's performance in the coming years.
All right. That was good for sure. There's a couple of things that I want to highlight. First of all, you don't need to capitalize the letters in the title. You don't need to capitalize high net worth individuals. And so the other thing is, on the first line it says per annum, but when you're talking about that kind of general stuff, you can probably get rid of per annum, because we're not most people would know that we're not talking about, let's say, quarter on quarter or something. I want to talk about this paragraph for everybody, not just you, Bill, but for everybody. There's something about this paragraph that sounds good, but may not be that good. And that is, everything that's in this paragraph, if I was to ask you, Bill, is it in the price? What would be your answer to that?
Yes.
Pretty much everything there is in the price. And when I say it's in the price, what I mean is that this is an excellent description of history. I think you, once you read it, you understand the past very well. And at times you imply that it should be able to keep it up and all that. But the problem is that if it's understood by the market, it's already in the price. And so you've now got to figure out what you really want to do is kind of cut this paragraph almost in half and say, here's the past, and here's what it means for the future. And let's say you've done some analysis that there's still, a ways to go in the high net worth individuals, or what is it the market doesn't recognize, right? So what basically this whole paragraph ends with the final sentence. I expect these two factors to contribute to the company's performance in the coming years. That's what you need to expand on. Why? And everybody expects that, right? So this is, it's good. It's not bad. But I just want everybody to keep their mind that sometimes when you don't have an idea, particularly when you're new at analyzing companies, you may not know the story. You may not be able to see the story. But after this discussion, now I want you to go back and really think about what is the story. And as you work on your Excel model and look at things more, then you're gonna start to bring that together. All right? All right, Momin?
Thank you.
Yeah, one other thing to add is while presenting, just let us feel engaged. Like, I didn't feel like I'm engaged with you when you're just going through the flow of your paragraph and so on. I just felt lost in some of the parts and so on. So make sure that when you're presenting that you highlight that you're confident to make me just confident in you. You seemed a bit nervous while presenting, which made me, I don't trust these things that you're throwing. So just to try to speak up and be confident in yourself, to let us be confident in you. And once you make the fixes that Andrew highlighted, maybe just you're gonna need to also adjust the headline. It is good, but not that great. Maybe just make it like a clear-cut headline shows your perspective. Otherwise, it looks good. Well done.
And the idea on the title is for a win. Not everybody's gonna really understand what does that mean. Is that increased share price or higher profit, or what is that win? So I think that's part of what Moment's talking about that title. What does it mean? Now, as you work on the model, you may say it's gonna mean extra growth. All right, good.